are little Buddhas in training. Do you know that? You really are. Living in New York City is ninja training. And I guess I never thought that before, but today on the way here I was like, I'm just going to have plenty of time, so I was like, I'm going to walk slowly. Which was not a good idea because I got caught up in like there is an energy and flow at rush hour, and I'm like, oh my God. But I also discovered, like, I don't know if this is just me, but I also was discovering, like, okay, how do I keep my center when all around me there are reasons for me to react? So one woman was swinging her hand really like this near my groin, and I couldn't get away from her. Another guy blew a vape right in my face. Somebody else cut me off. There were people, like, you know, being aggressive. And it really does test your own ability to stay centered. And then, of course, so that in of itself is mindfulness training. Like, why are we letting that kind of throw us off of our own walk? And how do we use it as an act of mindfulness? I'm not in any way saying I was really great at it, but I was noticing my thoughts about, oh God, so annoying. Oh my God, get out of my way. Why are you so slow, or whatever? Am I the only one who thinks that? You guys think that too? Okay, thank God. Thank God. But then, wait, it's a good social equalizer, because then around every corner, the humanity of it all is you see somebody who really humbles you because of the impoverishedness of living in a big city. Or somebody who, you know, is incapacitated in some way or homeless. And then, of course, that then starts to pull at your compassion strings and your empathy strings. And I think this is all a good reminder of, like, so many times we take so many things for granted and we react out of habit and conditioning, and then you turn the corner and you see life options. I always like to joke, seriously, but joking it, like, I'm 5 bad choices away from being on the street. I'm 5 bad choices away from something happening. And I think it's important that we all kind of are in that regard, and to live our lives more with this awareness that we have no control. All we can do is take responsibility and accountability for ourselves and how we react to situations. That's it. And then I started thinking today about, I think it kind of dovetails this compassion, empathy part about, we were talking about it in the intensive this weekend, about how do we just be, and Larissa and I were talking about it a little bit yesterday, and I think in the intensive we were talking a little bit about our inner child, and how do we allow ourselves to just be more kind and receptive to our own self. And I think New York may be, I think every place is challenging, but I think New York can be challenging because of those reasons I just said, is that you put on your armor I was talking about, and you go out and you face the world, and you realize that also by putting on armor to move through the world, you're also protecting yourself or ignoring a part of your inner child self that needs some TLC. And this is not, you know, kumbaya, it's true. We really have to be more gentle with our inner self. You have to be more gentle with your childlike self. When I was getting ready to come here, I put on some music because I wanted to do a warm-up, but I don't know if, and I just started moving to the music. And then, of course, I had a judgment about it. I'm like 50 years old. I am 50 now, right? Whatever, hold your applause. I got no applause. But anyway, then I was like, is this appropriate for a 50-year-old to move this way? That was my thinking. And I was like, oh my God, but my inner 7-year-old Tony still loves to move however he moves. And so having to dismantle the things that keep us neglecting the inner part. It's so easy for us to tell ourselves, I'm terrible, I suck, by comparing ourselves to the outside. I could have done better, I'm a failure, by comparing ourselves to where we thought we would be at 32 or 22 or 40 or 50. And I think it's really essential in the work, in life, in relationships, we try to be more receptive, to self first. I'm newly in a relationship, and I was telling a couple friends, like, it's hard for me to receive, and I'm realizing, like, it's hard for me to receive because I'm not receiving myself enough. So he's just mirroring for me my own disconnect with not being able to be like, you're doing awesome. And I mean that for you guys as well. Does that make sense? Yeah. So as we move forward in this crazy journey called acting, we want to try to just be gentle with the highs and lows of being an artist.